And just before we get started with episode 71 of Superstar Spotlight, I want to thank my great sponsors, some of the great homies out there. My boy Ian30 doing my intros, the outros, the Instagram reels, the Facebook clips, all that good stuff. We also got the Skittle Squad. Shout out Lil Skittle for doing the damn thing in his Discord server every Wednesday. Go check out what you're missing out on. Hit up Skittle, go join the server. We also got Pookie Wrestlers outside the Canadian region. Shout out Pookie for making all these cool Pookie-fi designs, just like this one right here. Soon to be stickered soon. Speaking of people with cool stickers, we got the Bocce Boys. Shout out my man Hammer and the crew. Doing the thing. I got the flag behind me. I got like 2 or 3 of the Bocce shirts. Hopefully to get a hoodie and a beanie soon, Hammer. But yeah, shout out the Bocce Boys, doing great things for the wrestling community. Go to the bocceboys.com, get some cool merch. We also got B-Dub photos. I always save the best for last. B-Dub deserves all the love, all that spotlight. Go get a cool photographer to go do some cool photographer things. And my guest for the evening, an absolute fucking legend to the business. Almost a 40-year freaking career. I am talking about the true Bakugai Jin, Madman Pondo. And this episode was recorded on Zoom. And we are here live with Madman Pondo in the Soup Kitchen studio. Pondo, how are you doing on this lovely evening?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing good. I just got back from Game Changer Wrestling, one night only in the Berwyn Eagles. It was a great time.
I'm sure it was.
Well, Pondo, I'm ready to dive deep into some of these. We got a lot of fan submitted questions here. A lot of people got excited when I announced that you were coming on. So I'm ready if you are. Madman Pondo, the wrestling community asks to know, what made you want to become a professional wrestler? And any memory of your first wrestling match?
I got both. So I've told this story on other podcasts, but it's the truth. My family, they was growing up, they was always very quiet, never wanted to be center of attention. And I don't know where I came from. Check the postman, you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But so we would go and eat at my great grandparents' houses, and it would be a quiet lunch and dinner and all that. But when wrestling came on, my grandparents would turn into 2 totally different people, and there'd be like dirty motherfuckers and all this stuff. And so it was so entertaining and funny to me and my brother that I don't know, I just became an instant fan, and I just took off from there. And my first match, you might, if you go through the history of USWA, there was a wrestler named Melvin Penrod Jr., the straight A student Melvin Penrod Jr. But when I wrestled him, he was the Avalanche. He was my first match. He took good care of me. And there you go. That's the answer for those 2.
Well, hell yeah. Now, what did you, so you've been wrestling for how long? I forgot to ask that one.
36 years.
36 years. Holy. And now I got to ask.
35 years too damn long.
And now I got to know. So when was that debut match of yours now?
June 24th, 1989.
1989. And Pondo, I got to know, when did you start bringing the deathmatch hardcore stuff into your repertoire of wrestling?
So are you familiar? I'm sure you're familiar with tape trading.
I sure am.
Right. So I got a hold of a videotape, and this is before death matches even came to America. It was Masanaga versus Mr. Pogo compilation videotape. And I didn't know this was possible, but I watched that so many times that I wore the videotape out. And then I had to buy another one off of Rob Feinstein that was terrible fucking quality. But anyway, that videotape was the eye opener of everything. I'm like, holy shit, I'm so impressed with everything I'm seeing. I can do this. So that's why I chose death matches.
Hell yeah. And then that brought you all over the goddamn world. And this is
Yep.
probably going to be the big part of the podcast. I want to talk about Japan.
Let's do it.
You've been over there how many times?
49 times. My next trip will be number 50.
And what do you have that planned out your next trip?
Not yet, but I'm hoping. I'm hoping 2026 it'll get planned out.
And this will actually bring us to our first Japan fan submitted question. Madman Pondo, what's your favorite go-to place to eat breakfast in Japan?
Breakfast in Japan? There's this Japanese restaurant called McDonald's. It's McDonald's. McDonald's is what they.
But yeah, no, I also that was the one question, but I'm gonna keep the Japan questions rolling for me. How did you end up over there and being so loved by the crowd? Because you're
So
quite popular over there.
in Overland, Missouri, I wrestled Abdullah the Butcher. And after our match, I went to the back and I was sitting down. Other wrestlers tell me I'm lying about this, but I'm not lying. I went and I sat down and I was waiting on Abdullah to come back there and say, "You did this good, you did this bad." Instead, he come back and he said, "Champ, get up, let's go back out." And I said, "Okay." So we went out and we did another 5 minutes. You ask any other wrestler, when Abdullah's done wrestling and he's earned his money, he's done. But with me, it was he came back there and he grabbed me and he took me for another 5 minutes out there in front of the crowd. So uh, I asked him about Japan. He said, "You really want to go to Japan, don't you, champ?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting ready to go to Japan in 5 days. By the time I come back, have a videotape, and the next time I go over there, I will take them your videotape." Well, hot dog, I couldn't do it. I went home, and we're talking about 2, 3 in the morning. I hooked up 2 VCRs. I made a videotape. I went to the post office as soon as they opened it, overnighted it to his restaurant. He got it within 1.5, 2 days, and he called me on the phone. He said, "Damn, champ, you really want to go to Japan, don't you?" I said, "Yes, sir, I do." And that's how I got there. Abdullah got me over there.
That is so freaking cool. And from that, obviously, you said 49 times.
Yep.
And with the recent ones, you brought over some what they call the Bakugai gene.
Well,
So
that's not okay. So Bakugai Gene was created in the year 2002. And then whatever, other guys took the name. But uh, when I go to the ring, that's what all the arenas are chanting: Bakugai Gene, Bakugai Gene. So yeah.
and I was gonna say that'll bring me to this one. What is a Bakugai gene and how does one become one?
It's so I had a Japanese wife, and me and Too Tough Tony, we would pick on her friends all the time, and her friends would call us Bakugai Gene. So finally, I asked my wife. I said, "What is Bakugai Gene?" And she said, "It's a slur word." And I'm like, "Well, what's it mean?" She said, "It was created back in the war. It means stupid foreigners." And I was like, "Holy shit, Tony! I got our tag team name right here." And
Yeah.
so that's exactly what we did.
You just have to run with it for that one too, because that's just amazing. But hell yeah, and you talk about Too Tough Tony. One of someone you've probably been traveling up and down all over the goddamn world with, honestly, and in a little place and some other places, but mainly that I know of with the clowns at Juggalo Championship. Now, Pondo,
Yeah.
I gotta know, what is it like working for ICP and JCW?
I mean, everybody's family there. We take care of each other. Uh, I haven't had one bad instance with anybody there, and I don't think anybody's had a bad instance with me. And it's just a good time. And then afterwards, there's normally a concert afterwards, so you get to watch ICP after you're done wrestling, or you
Hell
like
yeah.
me, I'm old, so I get done wrestling, I go the hell home. But if I have to be there, I get to watch ICP.
Yeah, and that'll also bring me to this one because ICP I feel like is kind of the reason you ended up in the backyard wrestling video game, maybe if I'm correct. What
It
was that
is.
all like?
So Kevin Gill came to one of the gathering of the Juggalos, and I don't drink alcohol, but he invited me over and he was buying me drinks and stuff like that. And he told me then, he's like, yeah, well, I just want you to know that I'm here because I want to put you and ICP and a few of the guys in a video game. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, you hear so much bullshit in professional wrestling, but sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And Kevin Gill put us all in a video game. So I'm the main character in one, and then I'm also a character in part two.
Oh, hell yeah. So you're in both of the only versions. That's actually kind of not many people can say that, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We got another. I love this fan submitted question too. A great fan submitted question by a fan named Tommy Trainwreck, someone who you might be very familiar with. He wants to
Yeah.
know any plans for revamping Masters of Pain? I think the world is ready for an IW East Coast return.
So here's the thing with yeah, we've thrown the idea, me and Fat Ton, Michael Tawny, we run IWA East Coast, and Fat Ton's health is not 100%, which actually I wanted to talk about that. They're having a benefit show for Michael Tawny. If you could find that before this comes out, if there's any way you could find that flyer and flash that on the screen for everybody.
I
But
got you.
as soon as his health is better, then yes, we plan on having another Masters of Pain. But we have thrown that idea around, and trust me, you're not the only one. And whoever submitted that question isn't the only one. People want it back. So that will happen, just not sure when.
All right, I like the sound of that. Well, hopefully, Michael Faton, get well soon, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, he needs that.
Absolutely.
He
And
also
we're gonna
has a
keep.
GoFundMe. He also has a GoFundMe, so find that as well if you can.
I'll link it. I'll link it when this episode airs.
We'll do.
But yes. Pondo, I still got more questions. I want to know. I was thinking about this one on the way back. This is a question submitted by me, yours truly, because a lot of people put you on their hardcore Mount Rushmore. So I gotta know, Madman Pondo, who is on your hardcore wrestler Mount Rushmore?
Well, before we even go far, you are right. Every once in a while, I'll get tagged where somebody's put me in their Mount Rushmore, and I appreciate each and every one of you because without you, there would be no Madman Pondo. Uh, Number one, if you're talking death match, has to be Masanaga because he was the one that I was main focusing to become whatever I am today.
Oh yes.
Of course, it's Cactus, not Dude Love, not Mankind, not Mick Foley, but Cactus Jack. That has to be one. Jun Kasai, who I've been there since the beginning of his deathmatch stuff. And my fourth one is the bravest deathmatch star in the world, the Necro Butcher.
Hell yeah, lots of absolute goddamn killers on that freaking Mount Rushmore. I love it. But we keep the questions a flowing here. I love this one. Another fan submitted question. Ask him to bury Ox Harley.
So when IWA Mid South started, there was this guy, Ox Harley, and some other wrestlers hated him and they was beating up on him. And the promoter of IWA Mid South was getting ready to get rid of Ox. And I went to that promoter and I said, I can make you a lot more money if you let me keep Ox and do whatever with the other guys. So they fired the other guys and they kept Ox. And I was getting us booked places. I was taking us places. And then one day, a guy named Major Hell had made me a championship heavyweight belt. And he gave me the belt just for no money, nothing. Just, hey, man, I want you to have this belt. Well, Ox Harley knew that that had happened. Ox Harley and another guy started their own company. So Ox Harley came to my house. I was living with couple of people came to my house and said, "Hey, can I borrow that belt?" And I said, "Well, if you're gonna start your own company, just give me $200 and take the belt." And he goes, "Well, I just want to borrow it. We're gonna do something else with it." And I was like, "Okay, borrow it." 1 month, 2 months, 6 months,
No, no.
almost a year goes by, and no belt back. So I go to a show where Ox is at, and I say, "Ox, where's my belt?" And he goes, "Oh man, I never had control of it. The other guy did." So I went to a show where the other guy was, asked him where my belt was. He wasn't my friend. Ox was my friend. When he said he didn't have it, I'm grabbing him by his shirt, putting him up against the wall. I said,
Oh
"I want
yeah.
my belt back," right? Well, his daughter got in between us and said, "Hey, he never had the belt. Ox Harley always had a hold of the belt." So at that point, I'm like, "All right, it's just gone. Whatever." So some little girl had pictures of me, and I was going through her photo album, and next thing I know, I see that belt, and I'm like, "Oh, where was you at when this belt was taken?" She said it was at Hoosier Pro, and that's where Ox Harley was living with that promoter. So two and two together, I'm like, I called Ox. I said, it doesn't even hurt as bad that you lied. It hurts that you lied where I went and threatened another man's well-being over this
Yeah.
shit. And he traded it in for crack, $50 worth of crack. So since then, yeah, I really don't have any room in my life for Ox Harley ever in my life.
Well, fuck Ox Harley and the ground he walks
Ooh,
on.
there you go.
Sayonara to that question and on to the next one. I gotta know, Madman Pondo, any crazy stories from IWA, Mid South, King of the Deathmatch 2003?
2003. Well, let me go beyond that. So, um, if you don't have videotapes of the Kmart building, IWA Mid South, that's where the crazy shit started. I mean, that's where all the I mean, we was out. So we was running against USWA, who had been in the Louisville Gardens for years. So we was bringing a product that those people in Louisville, Kentucky had never seen, drawing 300 to 400 people a show. And a guy named Tom Burton, Dirty White Boy Tom Burton, he power bombed me or slammed me or whatever through a big electric, one of those big ass TVs, big like
The
desk
big.
style. Yes, TV.
Yeah.
Now that thing was unplugged and in the back for hours and had not been plugged in for a long time. But when he put me inside the TV, it still had electric in it. And I'm getting electrocuted left and right. No matter where I roll, I'm getting electrocuted. And the next spot is he's throwing a bowling ball inside that TV. Now he's gonna throw it to where it doesn't hit me, but I'm going left and right.
Oh, yeah.
So when he hit me with the bowling ball, it just rolled up and hit me in the chin. So I jumped out of the TV, which I wasn't supposed to do that. Well, Tom Burton didn't know that. So he took me outside and he power bombs me on the concrete and all this, thinking that I'm just being a jerk off. But when I got in the back showing everybody my burn marks on my arms, everybody's like, "Oh, okay, now we see why." But 2003's, yeah, I will tell you this. So me and on 2003 King of the Death Matches, I wrestled Nick Gage, and you can see where he suplexed me off that balcony, and he comfortably hits the table. Next time you watch that clip, look where I hit. All floor.
Oh,
All floor.
I definitely
So
do gotta do a King of the Deathmatch rewatch because there are so many. I'm literally looking at the 2003, the year you won.
that's
I
it.
see here barbed wire ropes, House of Horrors, steel cage. You and
Yeah,
JC Bailey.
that was the main.
I gotta watch that. And you also had Axel Rotten in the quarterfinals. And from
Yeah.
what it looks like here, who
Nate
else?
Webb, I
Who
believe.
else? It was, yeah, Nate Webb. Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of good matches in that. Yeah, I definitely got to rewatch that back. Well, I got another one too. You want to talk about getting electrocuted by a TV? Pondo, tell us about the pencil board incident.
Oh my gosh, that was the worst idea that I ever had. So all those tournament of deaths from CZW, and I never made it past the first match, but I knew that I wanted to be remembered.
Oh yeah.
So I sat back and I watched all the wrestlers going through, and they're looking at all these dangerous things, and they would look over at that pencil board, and everybody was like, "Oh, we're not going to do that. We're not messing with that." So Necro Butcher and Brain Damage was both going over what they was going to use, and they looked over at that pencil board, and Necro goes, "Fuck that, we're not using that." So I told myself then, I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that pencil board. That way, everybody remembers me. And for that tournament of death, they remember four things. They remember Necro won it. They remember Nick Gage caught himself on fire. They remember a guy named Blood took a top rope bump into a shopping cart full of light tubes
And he
and
got the hole, yeah.
cut his knee, and they remember me landing on those pencils. So mission accomplished. You know, I'm always going to
Yeah.
be remembered. Uh, on the way home, I had an Asian wife sitting in the passenger seat, and I had Gypsy Joe sitting in my back seat. Neither one of them drove, and I'm feeling the decline in my body really bad on the way home. And I didn't know what it was. And the next morning when I woke up, it was even worse. Like my body was destroyed. And for 6 days, I was fucked up. Like I couldn't move my arms without pain. I couldn't move my legs. Everything felt like I was full of water. And what it was, I had either graphite or lead poisoning. It got in my blood system off of those pencils. So that is the one bump that I have called wrestlers and say, look, don't do it. Do not do it. Not because of the holes that it's going to cause, but the 6 days of agony afterwards is just not worth it. Don't do that.
Oh yeah. And besides, I mean, this will come in with this question too. Besides pencils, Madman Pondo, do you have any other deathmatch no-nos? Spots you won't take, bumps you won't do, weapons you don't like?
Well, I just got fired. I'm rehired, but I just got fired from JCW not too long ago for a fire spot. So I'm done with that. I'm not messing around with fire no more. Uh, Razor wire, I think that's just a fucking silly thing to land in because I know what it does to my forehead. I can't imagine in a board of those or hitting a rope of those. So that's my main two: fire and razor wire.
And pencils. And pencils.
Oh, yeah, and definitely pencils. Number one is pencils. Yeah.
Now, what about some of your favorite deathmatch weapons? I know you got the stop sign, the sledgehammer, the saw bat. Any other ones you want to throw on there that most fans might not
You
know?
know, I used to fight gusset plates like the plague. That cat loves you, boy.
This
That
is,
cat
yeah, this is
loves
my
you.
co-host.
So I used to fight them gusset plates. Hell no, I'm not doing that. And then I got into the match with somebody who didn't know that rule that I didn't want to do those, and put one on my head. And next thing I know, whoosh, I was just bloody everywhere. And I was like, well, shit, that was easy. So now I'm all about them damn things.
Yeah, a lot of people say they are the cheat code for blood, so,
That's
and
it,
they ain't
man.
wrong.
That's true.
Well, since my good co-host Jeff the Cat is here, the rule Pondo is Jeff the Cat gets to ask the next question, and he is selected. Madman Pondo, what is your favorite sandwich?
Hmm. Probably Culver's tenderloin with mustard and pickle. I
I was
haven't
gonna
had
say,
one in a long time. I don't know if you saw my New Year's resolution. but I am under 200 pounds for the first time, and I can't even tell you how long. But before that, it was pork tenderloin from Culver's with mustard and pickle.
I was gonna say that is a very Midwestern choice. I assume you are
Yeah.
from I think what can the Kentucky, Indiana?
I am 2 minutes from, that's not where I was born, but I live in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is 2 minutes from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, so yeah, I am in Dubuque, Iowa, so we are both the Midwestern boys. Culvers, we represent that every day.
There you go.
Absolutely. Well, I also got no, I'm gonna keep the food questions a rolling because Pondo, that's the second thing we're known for on this podcast. Wrestling and food. So
I
I
hear
gotta
that.
know, what is your favorite? Hold on a minute, I just lost my freaking train of thought. There we go. What is your favorite on the road snack and beverage combo? You've been traveling all up and down. Some of your favorites, maybe some international favorites too, if you want to throw those on there.
So traveling back and forth, normally I'm by myself. So mint lifesavers, where you can just suck on one for 10, 15 minutes, helps you stay awake. Or I like I like milk duds. You can stick them into your teeth and then trying to get them off with your tongue helps you stay awake. Anything that helps you stay awake, pretty much, is my favorite snack on the road.
What about
Hey,
beverages?
let
I
me
know
ask
you.
you something, hot dog. Let me ask you something, because I know where you're from. Wawa or Sheets?
Oh, I usually ask this question to the guests. I used to be the Wawa Army because I used to
Hit
work
me with
there.
it. Hit me with it.
Quick Trip, Quick Trip, Quick Trip.
You know what? Quick Trip is pretty good, but here's the thing about Sheets. Quick Drip makes their stuff and then puts it in the hot lamps.
Oh
Sheet
yeah.
Sheets makes that shit fresh as you order it.
This is, and so does Wawa, but then they also have that hot box of death.
Now the problem with Wawa is they don't have the variety of what Sheets does. So I'm a Sheets guy. That's all there is to it.
That's what a lot of people tell me. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's got their, I'm like, I got my favorite things from Sheets too. Their mozzarella sticks are better than Wawa's. Just like,
Macaroni bites. Macaroni bites
yes,
with
I was
no
gonna say,
mayo.
Sheets has macaroni bites to where Wawa does not. So they
That's
get some
it.
brownie points for that one. But as someone who worked there for 2 years, I
Oh, you like
survived
this
off
too?
Wawa.
Oh,
Hmm?
okay.
Oh yeah,
Which
no,
one did
I'm a
you work at?
Wawa.
Wawa? Which one do you work at? Wawa or Sheets?
I don't work at either of them. I work at a pizza shop.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work at a Wawa like 2 years ago. It was great. I miss it.
Yeah.
But I actually, that'll bring me to this question, Pondo. What is your perfect pizza?
I like beef and mushrooms together on thin. I love thin pizza more than I do anything. But if I'm with my granddaughter, I like pineapple and ham.
Hell yeah, I was about to say, are you a pineapple on pizza guy? Some people are, some people aren't.
Yeah. Me and Aja or Daphne, the referee from WWE, we agree on pineapple.
Hell yeah, pineapple on pizza's delicious.
That's right.
Well, we still got a couple questions left, Pondo. I gotta know. Any cool interests outside of pro wrestling?
Man, I got so many like horror movies. I love horror movies. I love amusement parks. Sporting. Well, I like going to baseball games. I've been to basketball. I've been to football, but I like baseball games the best. I got to go to Yankee Stadium a couple of times last year. I've been to both Yankee stadiums, actually, the old one and the new one. I like demolition derbies. Um, I love women, but I don't have one.
I
So that's about the biggest ones.
love it. Oh boy, we got 10 minutes on the Zoom. Let's see if we can zoom through these questions.
All
Pondo, if
right.
you could book your dream concert lineup, 3 to 4 bands or artists, what would the lineup be?
it'd be very weird. Um, I know people's like mommy say ICP, but I've been on stage or backstage a lot with ICP, so they would definitely be in there. But there's a guy named Hank Three. It's Hank Williams Jr.'s son. I've seen him 8 times, and then just out of the blue, he stopped. Uh, he stopped touring, so I don't know what's up with that. Uh, but my favorite would have to be Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know if you've ever seen him on stage, but it'd be a very weird mix. But it would be and I never got to see these guys. The others I just saw, the others I just talked about. I never got to see the Beastie Boys live, and I know one
Okay,
of
I'd
them.
say you could throw them on there too.
Passed away. I know one of them has passed away, but I would have loved to seen all three Beastie Boys.
I love that. That is a great solid lineup right there, Pondo. I love that. And now we got 4 questions. I also got to know, Pondo, what is your favorite movie dash cinematic film, specifically from the horror genre?
From the horror genre, it would be it's a trauma film. It's called Mother's Day, and it has these two brothers, Ike and Adley. Now there's a old version and a new version. Fuck that new version. The old version is Charles Kaufman, not Lloyd Kaufman, and these two brothers. They're adults, but it has rape in it. That's not why I like it. But these two brothers, they like kill people, but they still fight like they're young children, and they did such a good job of that would have to be my favorite horror movie. But since then, Terrifier has pretty much entered my life, and I've got all this Art the Clown stuff. Just so you know, I'm a bigger horror movie fan than I ever was a wrestling fan. So I've got all this horror movie. I got all this horror movie memorabilia, and all these people come to my house thinking they're going to see all this wrestling stuff, and I don't have that much.
Yeah. Now that's why I like asking the outside of wrestling questions, because that's how I feel about the pie. Everyone's like, Pondo's favorite, all this and that, and then some of the wrestling facts. But we have
All right.
3 questions left. I like this one, the last of the fan submitted questions, Pondo. What is one
All
good
right.
piece of advice for any weapons builder?
Um, I've helped guys like Slack and one dude. They was, I don't know, putting barbed wire on a door or something. One dude was holding the spool of barbed wire with gloves, and Slack was putting. And I went over. I said, "Hey, can I help you guys out?" And I said, "Sure." So I grabbed 2 chairs and a broomstick, and I put that stick through the hoop of the and then on the 2 chairs, which makes it so much easier to, I mean, little things like that. But what's my advice for weapon makers? I want weapon makers to be smarter. Okay, realize, yes, I get it. You want to make these things dangerous, and you want to show everybody around you, oh, look what I made. But there's some things that should not be made, that the guy, like the pool noodles with the skewers that or toothpicks or whatever that, I mean, to me that's just why. Yes, they're going to stick all in people, and yeah, that's going to get a reaction. But think about the deathmatch guy also. Stop worrying about how cool you want to be. Think about the deathmatch guy as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, we also got this one. Speaking of the death matches, Pondo, what are some of your favorite death matches you've done so far?
That I've done.
Oh yeah.
Well, I always say it's that pencil match with me and Toby Klein, not because of the pencils, but that just flew through. One time, me and Necro was a tag team all the way through this tour of Japan, and the last day they put us to versus each other, and we just killed it. We had a great match. They put us on third of the show, so we was like, all right, we'll teach you not to do that. So
Oh yeah.
um, And I got to wrestle Terry Funk for the JCW title in 2015. So
Oh,
that's my
that's cool.
yeah, that's my top three.
That's pretty cool. Well, Pondo, we're down to the last question, the final question, the whole reason we got this podcast, Superstar Spotlight. The deathmatch community has to know, Madman Pondo, what is your favorite kind of soup?
It had to be chicken noodle.
Hell yeah. Nice, basic, delicious, heartwarming chicken noodle. Ooh.
Got me now, right?
Oh, yes. All right. And just
All right.
perfect time, Pondo. Ooh.
Visit deadpark.com. Okay, go ahead.
This is the part. Plug your social medias while we still got the time. Where can a
All
booker
right.
find you to promote you on social medias? Merch plug. Plug it.
So I have wrote two books. The first one is Memoirs of a Madman. You can get that on Amazon.com. Or if you want an autograph copy, go to visitdeadpark.com and ask John Cosper about that. And I just got done, it's not out yet, but I just got done writing my second book. It's called Pondo versus Horror Icons. And it is, like I told you, I'm a bigger horror fan than I ever was a wrestling fan. And it is filled with pictures of me with all my horror, you know, favorites. I tell stories about when I met these people. So again, that's if you want to get those, I think you can even pre-order the second book. Um, the first book was forwarded by Vanilla Ice. The second book, I'm not gonna give it away yet, but it was forwarded by somebody very fucking cool as well. But again, visit deadpark.com and buy my book. And then for social media, my Instagram is Madman Pondo. The last O is a zero. Uh, my Facebook, Kevin Kennedy, Canady. If you put Pondo after that, I'll come up. But I'm really not that good with social media. I do my best, but that's about all I got.
Well, hell yeah. I think I'm just going to let Zoom just kill it on its own. And then I was about to say, if you just want to say anything to the fans before I wrap it up.
Man, so I am not the guy that charges people for pictures. So if you see me at a gimmick table, if you see me walking through an arena, if you see me in a hotel, come over and say, "Hey, Pondo, can I take a picture with you?" I'm never going to say no, because without you people, there would be no us. So that's my only way I can do to give back is when you want a picture with me, I'm there for you.
Well, hell yeah. And what an episode that was, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, as I always end it, for the legend Madman Pondo, I'm Dewey the Hot Dog. Deathmatch United, soups, death matches, and all good things in between. I'll catch you on the next one.